Ho, comrade.
What ho?
I was delayed by inspiration.
Inspiration, you
Hmm.
that's always
I-
dangerous.
What are you two up to? Phoenix and one of the Smiths are just whispering in the corner. Hmm.
They've been acting weird since I came on.
Yeah.
Not them specifically, the villagers in general.
Oh.
They all seem to be marauding around in pairs, whispering to each other.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. This can't have anything to do with the events at the Nether Temple, right? Oh,
Surely
hey,
not.
Hey, Fenrir. Is he off doing the bamboo? Yeah. Yeah. Boop that nose. Boop that nose. Boop 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 boop. Good boy. It's pretty dark outside, actually. You get to bed.
That's it. I don't notice that.
Oh, hi.
What?
Yeah, from
How's it going?
Going good, thanks. I still can't shake this sore throat. I was ill like 2 months ago, and all the other symptoms have gone away, but this sore throat, it will not.
That's rough.
But otherwise, I'm doing good. Today kind of vanished on me. I had a lot planned, and to be fair, I got it all done, but I didn't expect it to take the whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it done.
Yeah, I guess that's the important thing. How are you doing today? Things good?
Yeah. Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, work is work.
Yeah. It is that.
Not been terrible at the minute though, because due to a variety of circumstances, we are massively behind.
Ah.
Such as I have not known in the time that I've been there. Like
Hold
you
on,
wouldn't.
where's the master volume? I swear this game turns itself up each time a new patch comes out.
Sometimes it does just seem really loud, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The music in particular, I find, seems to get louder at times. Yeah, like our cars have that feature that the faster you go in, the louder the sound system is.
No car that I've ever owned, but that makes sense. I mean, maybe my car does have it, and I'm just not aware of it. I don't tend to use the inbuilt radio.
Probably why. Yeah, adjust the volume depending on your... Like, obviously, it has the volume you set it to. But then it will, raise it as you speed up. Some cars, anyway.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Hadn't really thought about it. Yeah, I get you.
And I suppose in a way you don't notice it so much because the sound stays, relative to you, the same volume.
Hmm.
You hear it just as clearly wherever speed you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the sound sounds louder today, but I'm calibrating it by your voice, so for all I know, today you've just happened to sit a little further from your mic.
That is possible. It adjusts every time, so, just by the act of picking it up. So,
Yeah.
who can say?
Oh,
Nice.
still keep getting lost in this new layout. But yeah, from
I'm just doing a bit of a Bob Ross. I said maybe I'm just doing a bit of a Bob Ross today.
yeah, having some happy little accidents.
Fair enough, your perception of sound. But now, what were you gonna say? Sure.
From what I heard of your stream before I joined in, I think we have similar topics on your mind. You may find my inspiration in the memes channel.
Ah, oh, I should take a look. Also, we've got an unemployed villager, by the way.
Okay, probably one of the new kids.
Yeah. Yeah, Probably having a gap year.
hopefully. Hopefully find his place in life soon. Woof! Woof, 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 woof. Right.
Nicely done.
Thank you. It's all I could think of reading the lyrics. I couldn't bring myself to listen to the actual song. I don't have that much cringe in me today. But yeah, I looked at the lyrics for the new One Great Britain song, and it's like, yeah, that absolutely has to be set to the Team Rocket theme.
A patriotic song that all kids must sing at school on June the 25th, which is going to be like One Britain Day or whatever they want to call it.
All kids must sing, but only in England.
Because the Department of Education, although nominally, it is for the whole of the UK, education is devolved in the UK, in Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, so, they have no power there. And also the Scottish schools finished before then.
Yeah, the Scottish schools finished before then, and the song is specifically Great Britain and therefore excludes Northern Ireland. I just got kicked out, I don't know if... Hello?
It's silent. Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
I can. I got kicked out of Minecraft as well. Oh, I'm back.
That makes sense. I couldn't hear you for a while.
Just a hiccup, I guess. But yeah, they've instituted this new song that schools must sing, except not in Scotland because Scotland closes. The schools in Scotland close before that comes out, and not in Northern Ireland because the song is specifically about Great Britain.
Which I know. You see, it does get. I'll give them that. It does get slightly more complicated that a lot of unionists call themselves both Irish and British.
Oh, I mean, I would say they're British. They're in the British Isles, but they're not in Great Britain.
Yeah, absolutely. It's because we're dealing with the unionists, right? Who are perhaps, which I mean, if you want to remain part of the UK, that is absolutely fine. I don't have anything against unionists in that regard. But you think of people like Edwin Poots and the Dinosaurs Aren't Real Brigade.
Yeah.
So
like, I mean, to me, like, I can understand that they wouldn't want to use the term, but people in, like, the Republic of Ireland have every right to call themselves British. They're in the British Isles.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not in the UK, but they're in the British Isles. That's not a political structure.
Exactly, yeah. But like you say, I can see why they wouldn't.
Yeah.
They can. They should so wish. Yeah, absolutely. It's like I mean, when you think about it, the term British long predates any of our current political structures. Just because the term's rendered in Latin, doesn't mean it's not applicable. Like the Welsh are the direct descendants of the ancient Britons, who would have just been called the Britons in their day. They didn't call them ancient 2,000 years ago. It's time. But yeah, so like you say, Great Britain is not Ireland.
Yeah.
So it's really one Britain, one nation, strong nation, and all that nonsense. I mean, I think the greatest crime of the song is that it's terrible.
I mean, yeah.
Like it's atrocious.
The lyrics are pretty basic.
Incredibly, also repetitive.
Yeah. As I say, I couldn't bring myself to listen to the actual song because I could sense the cringe from a distance.
So imagine it's your kids' choir type stuff.
Yeah.
Where they've obviously been told to sing a certain way as well to sound like kids, I guess.
Yeah.
So there's that. The backing track to it, someone described it sounding like it was played on a dying Casio keyboard, and it's very true. Like it's like your pre-programmed keyboard tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like a keyboard from the 90s that's been around since the 90s and
I
is
mean,
on its way out.
yeah. I don't know why you're being so beastly about it. I believe Gavin Williamson wrote and performed it himself.
I believe it. Now, which one of these great geniuses was it? Was it Gavin Williams? What was his thing? Who was it who didn't realise that there was water between the British Isles and France? Was that Dominic Raab? I think that might have been Dominic Raab.
I think it might have been.
The Foreign Secretary.
Yeah.
Gavin Williamson did something equally stupid, and I can't think where it went now. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure he tried very hard. I get the strong feeling when I listen to it, though, that it's very much meant to be a public school kind of thing. Like a school song.
Yeah. Because they all
Because, I mean,
they all went to the same public school, yeah.
exactly, yeah. I mean, it's not a good school song. Because, I mean, most of them are just like 19th century hymns, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's 20th century, but there's that one. What's it called? I Vow to Thee, My Country. Which, of course, was actually rewritten because First World War. And so it kind of got recast and was much more about, like, sacrifice and stuff.
Yeah.
And the heavenly country is what the second verse is about because, again, you know,
Yeah.
it kind of made people think a little differently. The whole, you know, millions dying for nothing. I imagine it would.
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea of like having a school song. Because I mean, some people being tweeted about a lot. That just trending. And on Twitter, if you put DEP, it currently suggests Department of Education UK. So I think people are talking about it a fair whack.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people are saying like, you know, at school we just sang Lord of the Dance. Which, by the way, I have a special hatred for. I hate the song Lord of the Dance. I don't know why, but I absolutely hate it. I really do. I don't know why the pumpkin, this melon field was really dark. Like it shouldn't, but it does.
Die then, wherever you may be, for I am the Lord of the Rings, said he. That's the one you're talking about, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Neuralon says ZZZ.
Yeah, it feels like that. You know, the public schools have a thing where they get all the pupils together, which is never really that many of them, of course. And they sing the school song, or they sing a song together.
Fail says ZZZ.
So that kind of feels like the vibe they're trying to recreate.
Yeah, that's definitely the energy they're trying to harness.
Yeah, but make it sort of like a relatable. And to be honest, the thing it reminds me of most, like when I listened to it, I was like, this feels like a low-budget Sunday school song. But, you know, patriotism rather than religion.
Yeah.
Like I've heard some, you know, they're well-meaning, but not exactly, you know, musical masterpieces, shall we say? And it feels like that. This is our country. So yeah, I mean, utterly flawed on a variety of levels, like we were saying. Musically, it's terrible. I mean, the tune is rubbish. The words are terrible. Backing music in the official performance is atrocious. Performance by those kids is bad. It doesn't apply to Northern Ireland because they can call themselves British, but obviously it talks about Britain.
Yep.
Great Britain, which, I mean, technically Britain could also refer to Brittany, but I feel like they're not doing that.
No.
Common misunderstanding is that the term great in Great Britain means because we thought we were great as a nation. But it's not, it's just big.
Yeah, it's the biggest of the British Isles. That's literally what it means.
Yeah, and so you don't confuse it with Brittany, which was often called Britain in the 17th century.
Yeah.
Like, there's two, and one's bigger than the other. But yeah, a lot of people, I mean, there are people who hate Britain as well. I'm not saying, like, patriots. There are people who don't like the country, mistakenly think it, who are self-aggrandizing. But, nah, it's just a geographical statement.
Yeah.
But yeah, that obviously they have no power to enforce it in Scotland, Northern Ireland or Wales. Scottish schools are shut for the summer. Although some people are like, actually the schools in Edinburgh shut on the 25th. It's like cool, but they shut everywhere else earlier. So
Yeah. But that's probably Londoners who don't understand that there's an England outside of London, and therefore don't understand that there's a Scotland outside of Edinburgh.
yeah, I believe it. There is a tendency in there to see England as like, you know how we often talk about ancient Athens, but the
Yeah.
people at the time talked about I'm going immediately blank. Arcadia?
Yeah.
What are you called? I remember Sparta because it's Laconia. You know that they saw themselves as Spartans, not as Spartans, but as Laconians to a degree.
Yeah. Sparta was just
tendency,
their capital.
Exactly, yeah. And I think there's a tendency for people in London to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean all Londoners, but I mean those specific kinds of turnabout.
Yeah.
To see England as being like Laconia, you know, and it's just like, it's not the main focus.
Yeah.
Alright, that's a bit dangerous. I'm gonna cause some environmental destruction, by the way. I need to wait here, Fenrir.
You're not testing explosives again, are you?
Not on this occasion.
Yeah.
I'm felling some trees. I'm felling all but one of the jungle trees. In preparation for planting the jungle trees over in the experimental area.
Kiddo.
Get it! Where?
Near the warehouse. Well, at the well, actually.
Go ahead. Get it! It does look like you're just walking around just cracking him.
As is our custom.
Yeah. And he's like scurrying away from you and just running after him, beaming him with some wheat.
How else would one welcome a person into the village?
It does actually feel like that could be a custom, though. Their ways are strange to us.
I could believe that in a setting, that to show you are welcome in a place, the head farmer will strike you thrice upon the head with a bundle of wheat. In this manner, they offer to share their food and their fortunes with you.
Bien. Let's do it this way now. Whew. Okay. Oh no. I'll fall out and die. There's a fair chance that I might die, you know.
I would caution you to use caution.
I will try.
Caution cautiously.
Thank you. I appreciate your cautious caution.
Yeah, a thing that strikes me is, why does the government always talk about Great Britain and never about the United Kingdom if they're wanting to emphasize unity? And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the reason is that Great Britain sounds stronger than the United Kingdom.
I absolutely believe that as well.
Makes me think of a similar custom in Japan, where the name of the country is in their tongue is Nihon at times of peace, but at times of war or at sporting events, it's Nippon.
Is that? Can I say? I thought it was Nippon.
The Nippon is the more martial way of pronouncing it, because it's got a stronger sound in the center. The H sounds too weak. So they deliberately corrupt their own name when they want to sound strong. And it's the same thing with us being Great Britain rather than the United Kingdom. Trying to sound tough.
Yes. United Kingdom is quite a passive sounding thing.
Yeah.
It's a kingdom that's united. Great Britain.
Great Britain
Yeah.
sounds like somebody who might sail boats up to your capital and fire some cannon.
Maybe end a war in 45 minutes.
Yeah. It's a desperate clinging to strength after a sequence of events that has diminished what little power we had remaining.
I absolutely believe it.
Hmm.
We're a farce, aren't we?
Yeah.
Absolute farce.
Yep. The more they tell me to have pride, the more they tell me to have pride in my country, the less I have.
Absolutely. There's an account I follow on Twitter. It's a reminds immediately on black. Dr. Julia Grace something. She's the head of Every Doctor UK, which is one of those groups who keeps taking the government to court.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fantastic view from up here, by the way. And they keep taking the government to court because, you know, they represent doctors and the government's saddled doctors over for years. And all medical staff, that is.
Yeah.
But that's what she does. But she's become more... Because she always says it's not a partisan issue, it's getting the best for the doctors, and, you know, medical staff and the UK. But recently she's become much more overt. And this song being performed, she said, so where are we, 1933, 1935 or 1937? And it absolutely feels like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've seen some people jovially referring to it as the Boris Johnson lathe. Which is a reference, as you may know, to the Horst Wessel lathe, which means Horst Wessel song, which was a song composed by Horst Wessel, a Nazi Party member.
Yeah.
And it became the official anthem of the Nazi Party, and thereby the joint national anthem in Nazi Germany alongside the Deutschlandlied, which means the Song of Germany, and is the one you're familiar with. Catchy, admittedly, the Horst Wessel Lied. But still, you know, fascist propaganda, Nazi specifically, propaganda song, so
Yeah.
and it just, yeah, I get that vibe too.
Yeah.
Introduce a song that you can sing at events and schools and that to get people thinking in the right kind of way.
Yep.
Encourage the right sort of thought.
Yeah.
And it also reminds me... Sorry, go on.
Get the kids ready to fight a war us against them.
Absolutely. It's very obvious.
Yeah.
The kind of... He's not like... Oh crap, I've fallen off a wall. Fortunately, I didn't fall out of one of those jungle trees. Yet. I didn't fall out of them yet. No, this nonsense. But absolutely, it feels like that. Where am I? Over here. That's Fenrir. Over there. Fine. Keep it is. I'm close to the keep. Oh no, I don't have a bed. I haven't yet reacquired one. I'm running to a bed.
Olumus of fail says ZZZ.
I know! I can hear chickens, but I can't see them.
Neuralon says ZZZ.
That's what I can say. It's not the chicken that you can see that gets you.
Yeah. You never see the chicken that gets you.
Right at the bottom of the stairs. Oh, there's like a whole gang of chickens at the bottom. There's like 4 or 5 chickens down here.
I wish you'd stop hoarding chickens.
I would redistribute them if I could.
Hey, kid. Yeah. Hey, buddy. You want any of these? No?
Brian Hart's just stood staring at Fenrir.
I mean, he's probably never seen a tame wolf before, right?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't know, would he?
Yeah. Like the cats live around the village, so at least they're familiar with the concept, but... We've never seen tame dogs anywhere.
That's true. Probably like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
Why is this wolf wearing a collar?
Hey, Amber Lamps.
Oh yeah,
Alright,
there's
so
this part of a film I saw once. Went out with Mum and
yeah.
Dad's one time. And it seemed quite interesting, but then I had a look because it was like late and I wanted to go to bed. So I looked at the plot and I was like, actually, this is another film I'm bothered about watching. It's one of those where basically everything goes wrong for the characters throughout the whole film, and then the film ends.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe it's great, but I don't really want to watch that. That's a fantastic view from up
Okay, I watch fiction for happy endings.
here. Yeah. Like, I don't mind an Infinity War style ending, but just like a
Yeah.
misery film is something else.
Yeah.
But it's set in America in like a dystopian future where America's become a fascist state. And there's a bit in that where you see it's the anniversary. They have like a some big event every year. Celebrate the semi-mythical founder of the country.
Yeah.
And when they're doing it, like the school's there, and because they're like having a big event at the school, as well as like a military fly past. There's a big school event, and there's bands and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And everyone, and the kids and all the parents, everyone is there, sing the kind of national anthem. And it kind of reminds me of that school song. That's the kind of vibe it gives off. Because of course, in context, it's kids singing it as well, because they're at school.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing. It's not a thing you should be aiming after.
No. No. I don't like where it's all going.
No.
Like, on its own, maybe it's laughable, but it's another step in a very grim parade.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, in and of itself, it just sounds like another silly Tory idea, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, like you say,
Yeah. It's not in of itself.
no.
There is context.
Absolutely. And contextually, it is not good.
Yeah.
Before I fell this tree, by the way, do you want to come and have a look at the view from the top? This one's
Sure.
safe and easy to get up.
Okay.
I currently have enough saplings for 2 trees when it comes around to it.
Okay. Is that from one tree? So we made a profit?
Alas, no. Well, I mean, they've not entirely cleared them. I've got 9 saplings.
Okay.
So, like, theoretically, once I've cleared the whole thing, maybe. Hold on, I'm just going across.
It's a pretty sight. And yes, you are correct, Badger. I completely forgot to change that.
Oops. And Loomis.
Streaming in the wrong category.
Don't put on a horse's head and do weird ASMR, will you?
I believe that is a thing I may never do.
I mean, not anymore. I know people are getting banned for it.
Is that a...
Badger changing title.
Oh, his Badger onto it.
You changed the title, I think, not the category.
Okay. I think it's exclamation mark game or exclamation mark category. I'm not sure which. But yes, you have that power, Badger. I will trust you with it. We are now main crafting with mine friendos.
Yeah, it's a lovely view from here.
It is. The houses,
You can
the
see the-
streets.
Because we're kind of in it as we look, you can kind of see where everything is. laid out very clearly.
Hmm. Good stuff, Badger. Yeah, like from the keep, it's just a sprawling village, but from here you can see the lay of the land.
That's nice. I think I'm about to destroy it.
Yes, it must be done.
I can't, I can't delay progress.
To quote Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Making the mother of all omelets here, Jack. Can't worry about every little egg.
Also, like that we've got these buildings, some of which look quite close together, and then you've got the factory in the background with its big smoking chimney,
Yeah.
and now we're on about felling trees. You can see got the park over by the keep, though. That's lovely from here.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely a rich side of town and a poor side of town.
I mean, 'cause there's a side with an aquarium, a castle, a park, ornamental sculpture, and then you look over and there's houses clustered closer together next to a factory.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to adjust this. I'll be back in a moment.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to stay up there if you don't want, of course. I just noticed
Yeah.
that there's some timber in these branches. That won't
Yes.
clear in, otherwise they'll never.
Thank you, Badger, and I appreciate the luck.
This badger's gone. After we finish talking about. Whoa. Come on, grab me that. Thank you.
Could have taken my head off that.
Yeah, just because a cubic meter of wood fell from a great height and landed next to you, I'm sure it's perfectly safe.
Yeah.
It sounds funny harvesting this wood because it's got vines on it, so you hear the vines break as you cut the wood.
Yeah.
And when it's one where the vines are kind of, when it's one stuck out to the side, so the vines are suspended from it, you hear them all break at once like bamboo. Yeah, once we're done talking about fascism, I've got an even spicier topic of conversation.
Oh.
Controversial it will certainly be. A mistake? Not the conversation, I mean. I was stood on leaves with no timber attached.
Yeah.
It was a matter of time. And I am quite far away.
But are you wearing those boots of feather falling that I bought for you?
They are in the nether.
Always excuses with you, isn't it?
They are quite literally in hell. So, unfortunately, no. Like, I would be if I could. I mean, it's also possible that they're not in hell, but rather that, say, a wither is wearing them. Much as a wither
Yeah.
has my sword and shield.
If we ever return there, we have heavily armed and armored our foes.
Yeah, we really have, which is less than ideal.
Hmm.
I think it's fair to say. Get up there. Ooh, what if I do this? Actually, it's super late, isn't it?
Oh, is it? I'm indoors. It's about sunset, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's about that time.
I was about to climb a very tall tree, so I'll restrain myself until the morning. The super spicy topic of conversation that will cause no end of trouble. Could it get us banned? I wouldn't think so, but could it get us mass reported, which would lead to us getting banned? Perhaps.
Well, I must.
Neuron
have-
says ZZZ.
I have recently started playing Fallout New Vegas.
That's the one that's supposed to be the best one?
Yep. Not just the best one, but the best game ever made, yeah.
Ah. And you've found you found that to be correct?
It's okay. You know, it's
Okay,
fine.
I'm gonna end stream now and delete the VOD. I hope you'll understand.
Of course, you can do no other.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's it. It's fine.
Okay.
You know, if it's your favorite game or your favorite Fallout game or whatever, then absolutely go for it. You know, enjoy it.
Hmm.
That is your prerogative, and you should enjoy such as you enjoy. I would say. Oh no.
Do you
Yeah,
prefer Fallout 4?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeet.
New Vegas is really the Skyrim to Fallout 4's Morrowind.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I was just pogging because I jumped from one tree to another, and I was
Nice.
convinced I was going to die, but I in fact did not die. Like I'm about to, because I've just cut all the wood out of this tree.
Mm.
Yeet! I did it again! Ah, I'm the greatest person who's ever lived.
That just says that it's slain by its own hype.
To an extent, it's also 11 years old.
Mm.
You know, I don't, as I say, I don't really hold it against it. It's 11 years old.
Yeah.
Mechanically, it isn't great. Yeah, Fallout 4 mechanically is far better. Imho, which you might expect because it's 4 years newer.
Hmm.
You know, obviously the graphics look, because like New Vegas looks dated for a game from 2010. You know, if you told me it was made in 2005, I'd have believed you.
Yeah.
And let's say I'm not trying to rag on it because if you like it, you like it. People have set a thing. They've made a thing of it. But yeah, I mean everything's brown as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind
Well,
the graphics aren't great because
I mean,
Look
that's,
at, like,
that's
we're
realism,
painting-
though. That's realism. In reality, everything is brown. Everything.
that is true. That is true. Because you're in the Mojave Desert in Nevada, so like you've got brown sand, brown trees, brown
Yeah.
rocks, brown mountains in the distance, brown buildings, railway lines that are rusted and therefore brown. Old vehicles that are rusted and therefore brown. I was like, why is everything brown? Like, you know, the graphics need to tell the story, as it were, don't they? Like, I don't necessarily want photorealism. I'm not after that.
Yeah.
Like Risk of Rain 2, I think the graphics are great. They're very simple, but they work very well for the game, I would say.
Okay.
After you've played it, you know. It's just, why would you make it so drab?
Yeah.
That's a sin for me, as it were. Because even like Fallout 4, which is obviously also an apocalyptic wasteland, manages to not look so like there's nothing there. And obviously it's partly because of the engine, you know, with the engine being older, the textures are less clearly defined, so it more looks like a brown mass and sort of visually distinct things. But I can get over that. Like it could never, like Badger says, it could never live up to the hype that the New Vegas people attributed it to. Like nothing could.
He does say that he thinks the dialogue will start to win you over as you get into the game.
It's some of it's okay, like some of it's quite funny, you know, or quite clever or whatever. And because what people always say is that the things they praise are the story and the quests.
Yeah.
And yeah, sure. So far they're fine. Again, I'm trying to be neutral about it, but of course, it's constantly compared to Fallout 4, with Fallout 4 being the worst for it. And like nothing's blown me away. Like the opening of the game is certainly worse. Imho. I think they managed to do the opening of the game so incredibly well in Fallout 4. Both the character creation and the opening of the story. So it would be difficult, I think, there to get a fair comparison because they did it so well.
Yeah.
In Fallout 4. Colourful characters and enemies. I mean, to a degree. I mean, Caesar's Legion all wear brown, and the NCR all wear brown. Caesar's Legion have a brown faux Roman armor over a red tunic, and NCR wear sort of camo-y, like a bit khaki colour. So, 14 geckos I have, yeah, I've killed a bunch. Little lizard on its back legs that runs at you going, and you just shoot it a few times. Because, again, it's a legacy of it being older. It does what a lot of games do, is that you don't just like point and click to shoot something. The game does a calculation about whether you hit or not. So like you put a gun to someone's head and pull the trigger and miss. You're like, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, Arena was like that. It felt really weird. You couldn't decide whether it wanted to be like a strategy game or a first-person game.
Yeah, I can see that because I think I don't know exactly. I believe, but Badger might correct me. The New Vegas, and obviously by necessity Fallout 3, because New Vegas is functionally a total conversion mod for Fallout 3. Use the same engine as Oblivion, because it even does the weird zoom when you talk to somebody. That whenever you talk to somebody, the camera like centers on them and zooms in.
Yeah.
It's like, please no. I don't need to see Easy Pete this close.
Yeah, that does not surprise me.
So I get it, and yeah. I mean, like I said, you could rag on it if you want. If you want it to be the equivalent of the New Vegas people, you could absolutely tear it apart for hours, and I wouldn't be interested in that. Because like Badger really enjoys it, so good, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever you enjoy, you should enjoy.
Like, so it's not the for you. It's not the greatest game ever made, but are you enjoying playing it?
It's all right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna play more of it to get into it. We'll see if I do get into it, because obviously everyone keeps saying the story, the quest.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, it's just like, come with me and shoot some geckos. Can you fix my radio? No, your repair's not high enough. So until it is, you're completely locked out of that quest. Do you want to shoot these guys or shoot the townsfolk? Shoot these guys, I guess. You know, so it's this year early quest stuff that's not going to be super gripping.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the dialogue made me lol, which I appreciate. Yeah, sorry, what were you going to say?
Just say maybe it pays off later in the game. Like, a game can have a weak early game and a strong late game. It's the overall package, right? I mean, I think you've grumbled before that the ending of Fallout 4 can not make much sense, depending on your companions.
Oh, that's Fallout 3.
Fallout 3, is it? Okay.
Yeah, Fallout 3 is the one with the, no, my friend, this is your destiny. You're letting me die!
Yeah.
This would not kill you! I think it's like, you're a super mutant, you're immune to radiation. But no, my friend, this is your destiny. So yeah, like a game could start really well and fail badly. I think the ending of Fallout 4 is that ending, as it were. It's open-ended. Original Fallout 3 and New Vegas have a set endpoint. There's no post-main quest free play.
Yeah.
You got to get everything done before you complete the main quest. Whereas Fallout 4 is open-ended, like Skyrim was.
Yeah.
Which I prefer, but let's say with the DLC they made Fallout 3, I think at least more open-ended, if not completely open-ended. I've met the two main factions. I know there's technically a third, because they introduce them in the intro. They literally just tell you who the factions are. So I've met like two of the three main factions, and like I don't like either of them. Like, that's not a slam on the game. That's not actually a criticism of the game. That's just me being like, yeah, I don't like these guys. Because you've got Caesar's Legion, which, by the way, I don't know why they don't call themselves Legio Caesari.
Probably because they don't know that.
Because they insist on using classical Latin names for everything. Like the first person you ask about him says, "That's Caesar," or what is it, Caesar? Which is, you know, I approve of the technical correct Latin.
Yeah.
It is Caesar, yes, Easy Pete, you're quite right. Which I like because the subtitles don't spell it any different. So it says Caesar or Caesar. But I like that. Because Caesar is spelled exactly the same as Caesar, because it's the same word. But yeah, I mean, they should really, if they're going to be faux Latin, they should call themselves Legio Caesari, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Caesar's Legion. But that's not the point. Maybe they do later on. I've only met one of them. I mean, I killed him, but I've only met one of them.
Miralon says ZZZ.
They're real scumbags, by the way. They're like real scumbags.
Yeah.
Caesar's Legion, like this. I will say that because people always say it poses a lot more complexity than say Fallout 4. Well, how anybody doesn't immediately kill Caesar's Legion the moment they see him is beyond me. Like if you were going for an evil character, then sure. But they are some evil dudes, and that you first meet them out eviling it up for the evils, as far as I can reckon it. And that the guy's like, "Oh yeah, tell all your friends we've just like killed everybody in horrendous ways." And you're like, "Or I could kill you all."
But see, you'll find later that the other options are far worse, and that Caesar's Legion are the only ones that can prevent them. You must choose the lesser evil.
That's true. I'm already vilified by Caesar's Legion on account of, you know, offing a bunch of them. Take that, Woolpace. There's a bloke called Woolpace. That means fogs. I mean, there was a man called Woolpace that means fogs. Put it that way. I have his hat now, so that's a plus.
Nice.
It's a stylish hat. And that's why I really killed him.
That's how you can tell they're bad guys. Because they've got good uniforms.
Yeah, they do have good uniforms. I mean, they're dressed as Roman soldiers. Just, I guess it's got some Kevlar or something in it. Well, not Kevlar, but there's some kind of reinforcement because I shot them a bunch of times and they didn't go down. Obviously, I first threw some dynamite into their midst. So I'm not daft. I think the NCR are meant to be the good guys. I've barely encountered them. They just moaned to me about how their prisoners had all escaped. And we're now kind of running the show.
This is exactly what I'm saying. Sure, the NCR mean well, but they can't even keep their prisoners in their prisons. What are they? If they ran the place, it would fall apart. You need a firm hand.
I think that's probably the choice that the game is going to try and get you to make.
Yeah.
Like, are the more idealistic, but, you know, incompetent NCR better or worse than the utterly evil Legio Caesari? I did have a Google, by the way, and apparently some of them are some of the Legion are some of the few characters in the game whose karma is set to very evil. Because the game has a karma rating as well. I don't know what that does though.
Yeah.
Like,
you know
I pinched some ammo off some criminals.
Karma always catches up to you.
Well, that's true. I pinched some ammo off some criminals, and I got a little devil appear on my Pip-Boy. It said, "You have lost karma." I was like, "Well, where is she? Is she not in the new meta?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was our main karma player, and I've uninstalled League.
True.
So there we go.
That's what karma's about. That's how I lost karma. But yeah, also, like, I mean, this is not a spoiler because it's just a thing. But the NCR use prison labor, so I guess they also use slaves, don't they?
Yeah.
But the game doesn't pitch it as that. It's just like, because I guess it's obviously an American game made for an American audience, so the idea of using your prisoners for labor probably is quite normal.
Because,
you know, because
America uses prison labor, having a long history of slavery.
Absolutely. In fact, when the Emancipation Proclamation was issued, well, later it turned into the 13th Amendment, it explicitly says that slavery is abolished except for people who have been incarcerated for a crime.
Yeah.
So, like, even the Constitution literally makes it out to be slavery.
Mhm.
You know, this is slavery, but it's okay. So I guess that's why it's not presented to you as slavery, whereas the Caesar Legion like explicitly said, you know, they take slaves.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, and that's so do the NCR and the people who bust out of prison, who I'm also vilified by the way, but that's another matter. Were literally a chain gang used to do dangerous work on behalf of the NCR.
Yeah.
So ideally, I'll side with
That.
neither.
Yeah.
But the third faction, as far as I can tell, is a guy who runs a casino. So you know, swings and roundabouts.
Yeah.
Like I know. Before anyone jumps in with spoilers and stuff, because I don't want to spoil it. Such little bits as I know that there's clearly something more going on than just being a pit boss. I've got something for you, by the way.
Oh. Oh. Huh.
Who's
Thank
pushing
you.
me? Your cat. I don't know where you want to put them, but I thought you might want to keep them with your belongings over here at the labs, because I thought we could cultivate them perhaps somewhere behind the labs if we're establishing a.
Okay.
Because they were my original like experimental growth thing, weren't they? And obviously the bamboo got moved over here.
Yeah, I guess. Ooh. Did you get the seeds?
I did. Would you like me to plant
Yeah.
them? There you go. Enjoy.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know if they count as like science now that we've thoroughly cultivated them and they're from our world and that, but yeah, they were our first bit of science when we brought them from foreign lands.
Yeah.
Maybe, I feel like the bulk of them should go to your own arboretum. If you're planning to expand your tree growing activities. But it would be nice to have a couple of them around here. Maybe I could put a sign up saying, you know, that we brought them from foreign lands and such.
Yeah. In which case, what I'll do then is I'll plant some more perhaps over there. But you know, near the marker where I've got my official trees for harvesting, if ever we need to harvest any more, but we haven't done for quite a while.
So I'll keep a couple for scientific purposes, and you can grow some for actual use.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Oh, yeah.
It takes 4 saplings to grow one.
Then I will take 8 and return the others to you.
Thank you. I shall go and plant some post haste.
Yeah. So now you've
And
got
put the rest
to,
of the saplings in the sapling chest. Bye.
Yeah. So now you've got plans to modernize our tree production.
As well, it's just about
our wood-based industry.
It's as well. It's about sort of harmonizing things a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
we've got the agricultural. Yeah, we've got the agricultural side is more over here.
Yeah, exactly.
We were growing them in the commercial center of town.
Tends to growing them near the keep where I was doing things at the time.
Yeah.
Because it was out of the way as much as anything. And I will say, BT dubs, that I kind of owe an apology to the Morrowind people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have got nothing on the New Vegas people. Like I read like I did a little bit of googling, just like starters advice. Because as soon as I started, I'm like, this clearly is very different in the way it handles and everything to Fallout 4, which is obviously the Fallout I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
So let's give some starting advice, and also I want to know do you get a house? Because like immediately in Fallout 4, really, you have a base to operate out of. With chests you can put things in and whatever. I thought it'd be nice to see if you get likewise. You don't, by the way. But yeah, I mean, fair enough. That's not an issue. I was just curious. I currently operate out of a dead man's house. Fortunately, the bodies have disappeared. That was awkward. I was going to operate out of an abandoned caravan, but a gecko attacked me inside said caravan. So I'm like, you know what? This is clearly not right.
Yeah.
Like, ideally, I don't want to get attacked in my sleep. Sleep is where my any crippled limbs get healed. So you know, gotta keep everything going.
Yeah.
That's the Fallout thing in general. Like, you do the same in Fallout 4. There's that joke about Fallout players like getting in an accident or whatever and being like, "It's all right, I'll just lie down for an hour." The next job then is to move the other big trees over. I mean, I'm not going to cut them all down, like I didn't cut all the jungle trees down over there. It also just gives us options for future as well. You know, if we wanted to redevelop or expand the village that way,
Yeah.
we've got options to spread out over that podzol. I don't know if you want to plant one of those giant trees there as well, because that was an early experiment.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. And then the real question is, do you want giant mushrooms?
Probably. I
No?
plan to make a dark house for Oh! This is most irregular. Yeah,
Hello?
this has literally never happened before. Hello, sir. You spending the night here? I mean, I got a bed with me. I can use that.
Oh, sweet. I'll
see
get
if
in here then.
Just watch and see if he settles down.
You can't sat on me. Like Tilly shoving her head in my shoes.
Yeah.
That makes me laugh, you know. I don't know why I mean, I guess she's getting used to my smell, but it amuses me.
Yeah. You settling down for the night, or? I know they don't go to bed the instant you can sleep. I know it takes them a few moments. He doesn't seem like he wants to settle, does he? I feel like the
No.
other villagers are probably in bed by now.
I think so. He's just like walking over
Oh.
me.
Oh, okay. I put down my bed and he climbed into that. Apparently it's these two beds specifically that they won't sleep on.
Ah, that's interesting.
Hmm.
I wonder why. Do you think it's to do with the tables at the sides?
Maybe?
It counts as an obstruction or something?
And then the torch in the middle? I don't know.
Maybe. There must be some because he was obviously drawn to it, but then wouldn't sleep.
Yeah.
There must be some villager logic there.
Couldn't actually find his way into the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna push me off that ledge just outside. I mean, cats do like that. Hey, Penry. It's a good boy. Yeah, aren't you? Yeah. Got an armor, a novice. Iron armor. That's nice. Oh, there's a villager stood over here on the edge of the fields. Who is it and what do they want? They don't normally come out this far. I'd have never known them come out this far, sir. Oh, it's a novice map maker.
Yeah.
Hi.
Is it Phoenix or somebody else?
Somebody else.
Hmm.
Oh, nice, we got a new one.
Nice.
New. There's farmer as well. And they do seem to be marauding further and further away from the centre of the village, don't they?
Yeah.
So I wonder if there is some mechanism whereby the more of them there are, the further out the boundaries of the village are.
Hmm.
Or the further they'll go. from the centre of the village, at least.
I wonder if...
I
Is it
found Phoenix. So,
Is it possible that the Casa del Candles was considered to be just barely outside the bounds of the village until now? And now they've noticed it.
that is possible. Because it is quite a way away from the next structure over.
Yeah, and I don't believe that structure has a bed in it. Which I suspect is one mechanism by which the village expands.
And I just chucked beds in there.
Oh, have you? Oh, okay. Yeah, that explains it then. That makes a lot of sense.
I've inadvertently driven the boundaries of the village out by putting beds in the armourer's house. Or toolsmith, wherever he is. In order to solve a problem that I termed the bed crisis.
Yeah.
You know, in other words, I named this problem and then created a solution for it. The only thing I didn't do was charge him for the privilege. Ah. Alright. But as I was hinting at earlier, the New Vegas people are firmer in their faith in New Vegas than the Morrowind people are in theirs. As I understand it, it's not only a masterpiece, but it's the perfect game.
Yeah.
And it could have been even better. Like, it's already perfect. But it could have been even better if it weren't for Bethesda. Like, obviously, they were able to make the game because of Bethesda. But also, you know, Bethesda ruined it.
Yeah.
Probably Todd Howard. He feels like, you know, he seems like a villain.
He is the type.
You know, they even go as far as suggest that Bethesda deliberately ruined the game's chances of financial success, even though it was financially successful. Like, it could have been, you know, an even bigger success, but Bethesda didn't want it to.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why. Seeing as they would shortly profit from it, seeing as it's published by Bethesda, even though it's designed by Obsidian. Still. Yeah, no. I heard the other thing I read, which was by a games journalist, that said that it's not a game that you can merely put 30 or 50 hours in. It's a game that you must put at least 100 hours in to truly appreciate.
Well, there we go then. And you've played it for how long, and you're already saying it's merely okay? And you don't appreciate it.
Exactly, I've got to put in like 10 times as long as I have already.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm joking partly because of how much people go on about it. That somewhere, I guess, being a bit sterner with it than I otherwise would have been. But yeah, but there's certainly things I like about it. And as I say, I'm not going to criticize anybody who likes it or wants to enjoy it. That's fine.
Yeah.
I think it just shows its age. You know, it's 11 years old, based on an engine that's even older.
Yeah.
It shows its age. You know, and they refined the mechanical side of it for Fallout 4, which is how I would prefer the mechanical side of it. And people have things about, you know, there are more dialogue options.
Yeah.
There are to a degree, but they still fall in the same broad categories. Because people say, oh, Fallout 4, you know, you've got your dialogue options are yes, no, question, and sarcastic. Which is broadly true. And obviously they keep it to 4 so it's easier for controller users. You push one of the 4 buttons.
Yeah.
Whereas in the older, you know, Elder Scrolls and Fallout games, you have like a list that you have to scroll down. Which is more clumsy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Certainly if you're using a controller, you've not got the options just kind of smack on screen for you.
Yeah, that's fair.
And ultimately, your options do basically boil down to yes, no, question, and sarcastic anyway. You've just also got, like, I'd like to talk about something else. And goodbye and stuff. Or the ones that are kind of gated by your stats. You know, if you've got sufficiently high speech, say, you might get an extra option, or if you've got a certain trait, it would, for example, terrifying presence. which I haven't got, but I've seen a clip of somebody talking to like, having their first meeting with Caesar, but they've got terrifying presents, so they're able to threaten him. Such that he who is usually depicted as being all stern and in control absolutely freaks out. So I mean, that kind of stuff is fun. I like that.
Yeah.
It reminds me, I suppose, of FTL's blue options,
Yeah.
which I really liked, by the way, because I know I complain about FTL's RNG, but that's a topic for another time. But I love the blue options that you get depending on crew or equipment or whatever. I think that's a
Yeah.
really good feature.
Mhm.
And they're usually really characterful as well, which I appreciate.
Yeah. And some of them reveal nice bits of lore. I particularly like one of the NG ones, where you find the two ships colliding.
Yeah.
And the NG tells you not to interrupt because the ships are in the act of reproducing.
Yeah. But he's like seems embarrassed.
Yeah. And like you put it together and it actually reveals quite a bit. Like NG ships are really ramshackle, like bits have been piled onto them a piece at a time. It makes you realize they have been, and when they get large enough, two ships will merge and divide to form three ships, and then those ships will expand themselves over time.
Yeah.
That's they've got a life cycle for their ships. And the NG are like they themselves are like a cloud life form in a suit. So that's probably how that reveals that that's probably how they themselves reproduce. Two NG get sufficiently large, they merge and then divide to form three.
Yeah. That's fascinating and brilliant, and
Yeah.
the way it's worded is both characterful and kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like when it talks about the NG who was kind of emotionless in a large degree, seeming embarrassed,
Yeah.
and the fact that you get scrap from it that's been discarded and feel dirty in the process.
Yeah.
Like you feel slightly dirty about it and move on. But that's a fun little detail. I like that.
Hmm.
So I do like that as a thing where you get the extra options based on traits or
Yeah.
stats or whatever. I'm not keen on the one where you are like disbarred from a thing because your stats aren't high enough.
Hmm.
Like, you know, you can't persuade a person because you don't have a high enough barter, and that person's a merchant, so they appreciate only barter and not your speech skill.
Yeah.
You know, like, your charisma doesn't matter, your speech skill doesn't matter, it's about barter, say. Like, I think that's a bit... Like, he doesn't roll the dice for you, shall we say.
Yeah. One could argue that you're looking at the same thing from different directions. I might say that you're in FTL, you're disbarred from the dialogue options where you provide excellent medical care to a colony because you don't have a level 3 medicenter.
Yeah, that's fair. I think in that case that you'd still be able to do something, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the way I think of it, like...
Yeah, generally FTL gives you a crap option if you don't have any better options.
Yeah. Like the finding the random dude on the planet.
Yeah. You can treat him if you've got a good medibay, but if you don't, you can bring him on board or leave him.
Yeah. And then if you've got a slug, that gives you extra options. Or if you've got a clone bay, it gives you different options.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Neuralon says
Like
ZZZ.
there's still something you can do. Rather than it being like you don't have that medibay, so you can't do anything. I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still a solid point.
Like, I like the soft options that the clone center gives as well, where you know that a thing going wrong will kill one of your people, but like, so what? They'll be back instantly. Like there's one where you can send a crew member on a suicide mission to rescue people from a dying ship, and you know if you've got the clone center, it describes them immediately appearing from the clone bay, looking very smug about their heroism.
That's brilliant. I've had the one where you lose a crew member to cannibals.
I don't know if I've seen that. Actually, no, I think I have. Yeah, I don't know if
I think.
I don't know if they're explicitly stated to be cannibals, but yeah, they've been in isolation for a long time and have gone quite mad.
Yeah, it's in the abandoned sector, isn't it? Like they're stranded out there.
Yeah.
And if you get that one with the clone bay, it says that if you lose, you know, the one where you lose a crew member to him. It's explicitly they are eaten by the people.
Ah, okay.
Because it says that they emerge from the clone bay trying not to think about their previous body. And I thought I'd like that. Because every time I forget that I've got the clone bay. And I'm like, oh no! At least it's that meme. Oh no! Well, anyway.
Yeah.
But every time I'm like, no, not John. And then it's like, he just emerges from the clone bay. I was like, oh right, yeah. We're immortal for practical purposes.
Yeah. Oh, bye.
That was me. I was going to take a quick break here, if you don't mind. I will at least do as you see fit. I know you've already had a break today.
I will just do one thing before I take my break.
But I thought I will just take a quick break here, and then I'll be back in 5 minutes or so.
Give me a good name for a chef. Sillier the better.
The gourmet off of Skyrim. The Swedish chef. What's he called? In the Muppets,
I think
is he just called the Swedish
He's just
chef?
called the Swedish chef. I could name him Bork 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 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Mr. Bork.
What's the name of? Yes. I was gonna say, what's the name of the guy you meet? You've been in the Rift and Ratway, haven't you, in Skyrim, to rescue
Yeah.
Esbern? Did you maraud around and troll the little like nooks and crannies in there?
I believe so.
Did you meet the dude in a chef's hat and apron who's like, "I'll eat well today," and immediately attacks you with a knife?
If I did, I don't recall it.
Yeah.
I have heard a
There's
great
a
number
guy-
of people talking about the legendary gourmet, though, who they must impress at all costs.
It's not that guy, fortunately.
Oh. This disappoints me.
There is also the mysterious legendary gourmet.
These don't. Okay.
I feel like from the quests that you've done, you won't now meet him, but I think it's a certain quest line you have to take to meet the gourmet.
I believe I slew most of the people in the sewers, including the Thieves Guild.
Oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
He's not there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a guy in a chef's hat who just like attacks you, and he's like, "Well, eat well today." Or something like that. I was like, okay, he's clearly a cannibal who thinks he's a chef. But I can't remember his name. He may not even have a name.
The Thieves
The
Guild
interesting
attacked.
one-
Sorry.
Sorry.
The Thieves Guild attacked me, incidentally. They started it by intervening in a separate conflict I had with an individual.
You killed the flesh shaper, didn't you?
Turns out they're immortal, but yes, I did my best to slay them. And then everybody else attacked me, and I was forced to massacre them en masse.
Sure.
Look, my character is a teenage girl orc. You can't walk up to her and say, your face is not good enough. That's only going to end one way.
Absolutely. Keep that burn about the Thieves Guild thing in massacring the Thieves Guild in mind. By the way, we can talk more about that when I get back off my break.
Okay.
Because there's a theory about that. But yeah, there's one guy down there who doesn't. He's the only person in the Ratway, in that section of the Ratway where has been in, who isn't hostile.
Okay.
And he's got an imperial name. And he's just sat in a room and he just talks to himself.
Yeah.
And I think that's really interesting because as soon as he started talking, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Because he sat there and he says, they were golden, even in death, but their blood was red. I knew it would be. And I'm like, oh no. He's a veteran of the Great War, isn't he? The they were golden even in death is the High Elves, the Altmer. Because they're golden coloured. I was like, oh no, it's broke his mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor fella. And he just kind of talks to himself quietly in his room and says things like, it's all hopeless. He'll tell you. No, it's all hopeless. Just ask him. You don't need to ask him. He'll tell you. I was like, is the he there himself?
Yeah.
And he just talks like that, and I was like, oh, you poor man. I kind of want to do something for you, but I can't. Also, I'm being attacked by the Thalmor, so I probably don't want to... You probably don't want any of that. So I'm just going to close your door and leave.
Yeah.
Come, Freya. There are Thalmor to kill. Oh, Freya's already killed them all. And the Hilda the Deaf, or whatever her name is. Okay, you do you.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but alright. Freya is quite aggressive.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, I will be too.
See you soon.
We are back. And, I believe you promised me a story about the Thieves Guild.
I did. Now, it's only the whisper of a rumour of a conjecture.
Hmm.
It's not really. That's a line from a character on Solstheim, if you ever get around to going to Solstheim.
Yeah.
Also, please don't kill him, he's like the best character in the game.
I mean, I don't kill people whimsically. Everyone I have slain has given me reason to do so.
That's why I need you not to kill him straight away. He's the best character in the game, you just gotta get used to him, that's all.
Yeah.
Actually, I can't remember how he agrees. He's not bad. He's got his own things going on, and if you're not helping him with that, then why should he be bothered?
I mean, that's fair. I have no problem with people being grumpy isolationists. That's a trait I share. I mean, I got along.
or in game.
Both, I think. I got along okay with the alchemist in Windhelm.
Oh, that's fair.
Hmm.
Norelian's a miserable course, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'll say you might like this guy then. Anyway, Thieves Guild. It's one of those things that may or may not be cut content for Skyrim. Now it's only a whisper of a rumor or a conjecture, but I just love that line. But there is a theory that just like with the Dark Brotherhood, you have the option to join them or destroy them. You would have had a similar option with the Thieves Guild.
Ah.
You know when you go in, I don't know how much I don't know if you've been run out of Riften or not, you see.
By the, like the Thalma in the sewers, or...
No, I mean just the town guard or whatever. Because I know you can't go back to Markarth or Solitude.
I probably have at one point. I've been run out of most places. But I mean, at this point, run out mostly means I've killed guards until I've got bored.
Yeah.
Like, they can't touch me. They cannot stop me. I do what I want.
Daedra Karma, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so in Riften, if you talk to like, the various shopkeepers.
Oh, do me a favor, don't eat any food for a bit, by the way.
Okay.
Let me know when you're hungry.
Will do. I'm heading that way, but I'll let you know.
Like, let yourself get
Yeah.
really hungry, down to the point where you can't run anymore.
Okay.
Let me know when you reach that point.
Will do.
Illumus of Fail says ZZZ.
I put beds in here too. There are no beds in here right now, though. Nor do I currently possess a bed. Yeah, so when you talk to the various like market traders and shopkeepers in Rift,
Yeah.
kind of the first time you go around them, a lot of them are cossing the Thieves Guild. And it's hard to do legitimate business or whatever. And
Yeah.
if only something could be done. Which just kind of feels like they're giving you a counterpoint to Brynjolf, who's trying to get you to sell his Falmer Blood Elixir or whatever. Genuine Falmer Blood Elixir. Regrow that missing limb. Live for 1,000 years. I love that. Like, it's so blatantly false.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that he words it as that missing limb. Because they're like, sure, people just have missing limbs. Like, it's something you're going to routinely encounter, I guess. I mean, you might. It's Skyrim. Just the way he words it. Anyway. So it kind of just feels like they're trying to give you a counterpoint. Do you really want to take up with these guys? But if you speak to Bercy Honeyhand, who runs the Pawned Prawn, welcome to the Pawned Prawn, friend. That guy.
Yeah.
He talks about how something must be done about this Thieves Guild, and he's going to like print off leaflets or whatever.
Yeah.
And maybe get people together. And so there is a belief that that would have been the kind of the foundation of a Destroy the Thieves Guild quest. Much in the way you've got Destroy the Dark Brotherhood. And I would have been entirely there for it.
I did notice that. I tried to explore that quest line and got very confused that I couldn't find how to progress it.
Yeah, it feels like it's sort of leading there, doesn't it?
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about the Thieves Guild being a problem. There were people gathering against them. It was implied that certain important people were associated with the Thieves Guild, which is why the government wasn't acting against them. I was even able to gather evidence against some of them, but it just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah. There's nothing you can actually do with that information.
Yeah, like the whole brewery place is like a mafia for the Thieves Guild.
The Blackbriar Meadery.
Yeah.
Maven Blackbriar's in it up to her eyes.
Yep. Somebody asked me to investigate her, but then doesn't react to any of the things I investigated, or any of the information I've gathered.
I can't remember that bit, actually. Who asked you to investigate Maven Blackbriar? And are they now dead because you investigated Maven Blackbriar and they know that? And she knows.
Not that I'm aware of. It was somebody in the street who talked about how the Thieves Guild robbed her and the Blackbriars were in on it, or something like that. It was quite a long time ago.
Sure.
And I told her I'd see what I could do. And then that's the last that seems to happen with that.
I can't remember that one. Maybe I've not got it.
Yeah.
But there's like people outside town as well, isn't there, who talk about the Thieves Guild robbing them and
Yeah.
what will be done. So yeah, it's believed that there would have originally been that, like Destroy the Thieves Guild, because there's evidence there, isn't there, to suggest that would have been a thing. And I would have, hey, I would have definitely gone for that. I don't much care for it.
Yeah.
Give me first. Oh no! How did this get damaged?
Oh?
Look, the mushroom's damaged.
Well, yeah. If you swiped a chunk out of it with your axe.
I must have done, but I can't see how. I was up in the trees.
Or it was the previously wood there, or leaf, and it's grown with a gap in it because the tree was blocking it.
Oh, maybe. But then again, where did I get this from?
Ah.
I mean, I don't know.
Do the chunks of this come off as smaller mushrooms?
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense, but...
Yeah. Feels wrong.
And it is how mushrooms work, but...
Yeah. I'm 2 chicken legs down if you're interested.
Okay. We'll wait until you're hungrier.
Okay, I'll run everywhere.
Yeah. I ran laps of the village a couple of times to get myself down to that level.
Yeah, I'll do that now. Yeah, there's nothing in the game files about destroying the Thieves Guild. Or a quest going further. So maybe it's something they planned but ran out of time to implement.
Yeah.
Because basically you've got different categories of Skyrim cut content. You've got the stuff right there in the game, but you can't activate it. There are a number of quests where you just can't. Of course, that doesn't necessarily mean they never finished it. It could be they were like, actually, this don't work, or it causes problems for the storyline, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so simply disabled the quest. Like there are some that you... How did you get outside the walls, sir? Oh wait, no, you just went through the door, that's fine. You're fine, don't worry about it.
Oh, it's at the fishing hut.
Yeah, it's okay, he's just hanging in. Oh, we've got a new fisherman.
Yeah.
We might not won one, but we've got one.
Yeah.
I can no longer run.
Oh, that was fast. Cool. Whereabouts are you?
I am heading back towards the snowman, because that's where I saw you last.
I will meet you there.
Oh, there we are. So yeah, so you got those, and the next tier you've got the stuff where it's in the game files, but it's not finished. Like there's elements there, but they obviously never finished it or never included it. And then finally you get the stuff that is speculated. Where there's like hints in game that they were going to do something like the Destroy the Thieves Guild thing. But it's Mr. Bork's special. Interesting. Oh!
Yeah.
That restored like all of it.
Yeah.
What is this?
It's a suspicious stew that he sells. I went around sampling a few of the suspicious stews to see if any of them had positive effects, because I noticed that different stews have different negative effects. I was wondering if any of them might be useful. And yeah, I found that one. For 1 emerald, it restores a lot of food.
Oh. That was however many turkey legs.
Yeah.
Is it 7?
I believe it restores
wow.
exactly 7, because I pushed myself further into the red.
Oh yeah, I'm just a notch off of the end one there, yeah. Ah.
Yeah. Sadly, the suspicious stews don't stack, so they're not going to be very useful in the field, but it's interesting maybe for around here. I think it might be more cost efficient to buy these stews than it is to cook potatoes that we then can't sell.
Yeah, I think you're probably right actually. Like a home food as compared to ration.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It is Mr. Bork's second meal, if you're interested. His first one inflicts blindness.
It's gotta make sure you get those the right way around. Nice. That's a great discovery.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm leaving the Christmas tree intact, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
Put down a few more of these.
In casual fountain here. It's in the luxurious part of town.
Important to have those class divides.
Yeah.
But definitely this one. These two are gonna go. Probably that one as well. Yeah, definitely that one as well. Now, of course, some content might have been cut from Skyrim because it didn't work. You know, they tried it and like actually this has a negative effect on the game's performance or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of like I forget which the game is, but in its files there's like a picture of a jacket tater or something, and the file's name is "Do not delete this." And if they delete it from the game's files, the game won't run. Like I don't know enough about programming to know how that works. But that's a thing that exists.
Yeah. Presumably something in the startup must try and call it.
Yeah.
And when it's not there, it just stops. The startup just doesn't proceed any further than that point.
Why is there a photo of like a tater though? I guess they must needed something to fill that purpose. So yeah, so some of it I think is probably that, but I bet a lot of it was just time.
Yeah.
And I know we always say they should have delayed. Skyrim, the Skyrim people. Always say they should have delayed Skyrim by a year.
Yeah.
Because it could have made it even better in that time. Maybe fix some of those bugs. But I also understand that we live in capitalism.
Yeah.
And that it may simply have not been an option. 'Cause people always pitch it as like they could have released it later if they'd wanted.
Illumus of Fail says ZZZ.
And maybe they could, but maybe they didn't have the option. Maybe they didn't have the money to pay everybody for another year without stuff coming in.
Yeah.
It is possible.
Personally, I think they should have delayed Morrowind until a year after Skyrim came out.
Yeah,
So they could have had the the modern mechanics.
that's true. I mean, it would have been holding your hand too much though if they had. Which
Well,
is obviously,
I'm not saying they had to adjust the difficulty, just the some of the mechanics. I'm not saying the whole thing.
that's fair. It is.
You know what,
But
Shane?
surely you want your game to have the thing where if you get your acrobatics high enough and do a load of skooma, you can jump across the entire map.
I mean, do you hear me saying they should take that out? That should
I
be
mean, to be
part.
honest.
Frankly, that should be part of the Skyrim skill tree.
Could you imagine if Morrowind a multiplayer like Elder Scrolls Online and everyone just jumping everywhere because it boosts your acrobatics skill? Like nobody
Yeah.
walks everywhere, everybody just jumps around.
I've seen games like that. Although usually it's not the skill; it's that you move slightly faster while jumping, so everybody just bounces.
Yeah, and I think it's same in Oblivion as well. It levels your acrobatics.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you?
Because
Gotta grind,
because that raises your overall level, which makes the enemy stronger without giving you extra abilities in combat.
True, but then you can just do some skooma and jump over them.
Yeah. Saying it's a game in which the enemies get stronger if you jump too much. You gotta bear that in mind.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Oh, a novice farmer.
Oh, nice.
What are you doing up here? Where's your station? I'm curious. I mean, obviously I know what your station is. Peasant.
I know people do say...
But to which landowner do you belong?
I know people do say, like when you hear like discussions online of games, people be talking about some aspect of Morrowind, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's simple. You drink these poisons so it debuffs your speech skill. Then you pay a trainer to improve your speech skill, but because it's so low, because you actually have negative speech skill by that point, it only like you can raise it to like maximum whatever for 300 gold." And then you let your poisons wear off, and now you've got like the highest speech skill it's possible to have.
Yeah, like training under weighted clothing. Yeah,
Exactly.
works for me.
You gotta game the system all the time. That's how you gotta play a game.
So is this your composter? Because somebody else was using this like yesterday.
Oh.
And he was the only person in the village who bought wheat, so I'm actually quite upset at this development.
Remind him of his station.
Yeah. Chase him with a whip.
I still chuckle about you with that. When you're playing one of the Pokemon games, and you adapt to the character Mr. Fast.
Yeah.
I can't remember how did it come about that you call yourself Mr. Fast, because it completely changed the way the game feels, because everyone calls you Mr. Fast. Good to see you, Mr. Fast.
I want to say it's because we had the largest house in town, but you choose your name before you see anything, right?
Yeah. Right, Pokemon Silver, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think like me, you, and Lady Meow were in chat, weren't we? Well, you were streaming, obviously. Me and Lady Meow were in chat. I think we were just messing around.
I think was it simply that Fast was, just being an acronym for failing at streaming, we'd used it for a few things, and we just jokingly called him Mr. Fast. And then when we saw that we had the largest house in town and all that, that's when we committed to the character of Mr. Fast.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems legit. It just cracked me up because when you were on about it's the Falconer, one of the gym leaders, and he's actually like a lad or something, and it's his dad who's the gym leader or something.
Yeah.
And he said, "No, I know your father runs this gym, but give me my badge and I'll take my cane to you." It would disproportionately crack me up. It's also your alternate universe where Professor Tree,
Yeah.
Um,
Butch?
that Professor Birch, gives a Pokemon to the other person so they don't have to steal one. Oh crap. I'm not
Yeah.
dead! I'm very nearly dead, but I'm not dead.
Quick, eat this.
I'm not actually hungry. But I will be, so like, wait, is this a healing thing?
We'll find out. How do you feel?
My health's going up rapidly.
Is it?
It did,
Oh,
yeah, I gained like 2 or 3 hearts.
Oh, what did I add to that?
You didn't know?
I consumed it myself and saw no visible effects. Like, I got a little nighttime icon in the top right, and I was like, is it a sleeping potion? But, like, players can't sleep, it only works on NPCs? But, so I thought I'd come over here and see if you had any ideas, and, you know, you were injured, so I thought I'd shove this down his throat. We'll see what happens. I'll take some
Could
notes.
have died. With your mad pursuit of science.
Nonsense! Why, I'd already tested it myself and felt no ill effects.
Not necessary, Doctor. If you're interested in how I got injured, I fell from the top of this almost tree.
Okay, now I need to do some tests. I'm gonna have to run around until I've not got enough food in me to regenerate, and then jump off of something and see what happens.
Sure. This is a Tyson experiment if I ever heard one.
I'm the head of Kazumbi Labs, so I have responsibilities.
That's true.
Speaking of which, I think I'm still waiting for a newspaper article. What's going on with that?
You are. The printer broke. The printing press broke. I need to get on with that. I'd got like a really clear idea about what I was going to write, and then, you know, life intervened, and I didn't do it for a couple of days. And then events overtook you a little bit, as they do.
Yeah, I know what that's like.
And then I didn't get around to it. But I will. I guess I could do an updated version now that more things have happened. If you're interested, BG dubs. Landing on this podzol has a different sound to landing on normal soil.
Huh.
Sounds like you're landing on dense leaves, which of course you are.
It's different footstep sounds as well. Obviously that's more obvious.
Kind of crunchy. Like crunching through leaves. Not earmarked, that's one for destruction.
Too bad, I'm destroying it anyway. Excuse me.
I wondered what that were then. It's like, are you exclaiming against somebody like what?
Terrible curse. I did perform a binding upon a streamer earlier today.
There are other streamers? I wouldn't know, I only watch you. He says convinced that Loomis has in fact seen him in Apollo's chat at least.
Yeah. I uncovered you there once when I dropped a gift sub and it picked you.
Oh, it did! That was brilliant. What are the odds?
Okay, I am on 2 hearts and I don't have enough food to regenerate, so let's see.
Where are you? I wish to observe.
2, 3, 4. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm just over here.
I just wish to observe.
Okay, so the first one restored 2 hearts, the second one restored 3. So it must be like a D4 or something. And it also counted as food, so now I'm regenerating.
Oh. That's interesting.
Okay, so this is what I was really looking for, I guess. I was considering in future situations that we may require healing potions. And I was wondering, I was very much hoping I could find a suspicious stew that had a decent healing effect. 2 hearts is not overwhelming. Like, it's not a bad thing to carry into the nether, but...
True.
It's not going to turn a fight.
Yeah. That's a good point. Useful in a pinch.
Yeah. Given that they also don't stack, so there's that, but...
It's perhaps something we could stash around the village in the event we ever have another siege.
That's true.
Or stockpile for such an occasion.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't happen again. We've not even seen... Oh, there's a skeleton in here, by the way, if you want to deal with it. There's several. There's a party.
Yeah, there's 3.
Oh, they're all shooting each other.
Huh. What? How do you have an arrow in your back?
Is it in my arm? Is that what happened?
Oh, yeah, I guess it's in the back of your arm. It's going clean through your arm, actually. That's alarming.
I'll just eat this tater and go to bed, and then it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm a Fallout player. You just sleep them up. Got heavily irradiated and like lost some limbs and stuff. Don't worry about it. Just sleep.
Yeah. So yeah, food with a regenerating effect, if you got a moment to duck in a corner mid-fight, is definitely tactically useful, but it's not quite what I was looking for.
Yeah, I think there are potions of healing, but I don't know the recipe for it. I guess what we could do is just nip back to the nether and get some blaze rods.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't go to... We've got a catch-22, haven't we? We can't get blaze rods because... We can't make healing potions because we can't go to the nether. We can't go to the nether because we don't have healing potions.
I think we've got some in store if we need more blaze rods.
Yeah.
Kind of... You know, it's a rare resource to husband carefully. So... I think there's a way of making fire resistance as well using the stuff that we got from the slinkies. I'm sure because it's like called like magma cream or whatever, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I feel like there's gotta be a hint. It's gotta be a clue. You know, I was thinking earlier. Oh crap! Oh, I didn't fall all the way out of the tree. Pog. I could also imagine those being my last words. Ah, crap.
At Badger's wedding, I had occasion to say that to him. Badger, you just pogged at a real person.
Oh, did he pog when he saw her?
He was describing something and he said it's absolutely poggers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought he'd just done the face, which is understandable because we're human expressions. That's brilliant.
Yeah, and I used this tag, of course, when I said Badger, you pogged at a real person. I had to break, had to break into our own language.
Oh, that's fantastic. I did have a question of language, by the way.
Oh.
Were there also ushers, or were you the usher?
I don't
I thought
believe
the
there was.
title on that mug. So.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
believe there were ushers by
thank you,
title. I think ushing was a groomsman duty.
Because that's an Americanism.
Hmm.
Traditional British usage, there is a best man and ushers,
Yeah.
and then in like North America, I say Americanism. Is that North American? I think some other places there are instead like a group of groomsmen rather than having like distinct kind of titles.
Yeah.
I was curious if
I
there were
think.
also ushers, because some people, of course, don't have that. They have ushers, and then instead of having a best man, have several groomsmen.
Hmm. I
Of
think.
which my brother always said, "Just choose a best man."
Yeah. I
Just be
think he.
decisive.
I think Badger very much intended the groomsman to be an expanded best man role.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And I
Like usher
said,
doesn't sound a very complimentary position.
you usher people to the seats.
Yeah.
I've been an usher twice. Before, yeah, to carry on with any more of this usher slander.
It's
I
just
was an usher at my brother's wedding, sir.
it's a valuable duty that needs to be performed. It's just the name sounds a little menial. Maybe groomsman or perhaps seating engineer.
Yeah, my brother said, 'cause I was 11 when my brother got married.
Hmm.
So his description was too young to be a best man, too old to be a page boy.
Yeah.
So usher it is, essentially is. And then it was my godparents' daughter and son-in-law, future son-in-law's wedding. Was the other one I was an usher at, and I got a watch for that.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
To celebrate your retirement from ushing.
Sorry?
Was that to celebrate your retirement from ushing?
Yeah. I don't think I actually did any actual. I mean, I'm fairly sure I might have done like a little bit, but I didn't really do much in the way of actual ushing because I was, a child and nervous. You know what I'm like with people.
Yeah.
I mask it somewhat,
Yeah.
and I'm a lot better now than I was. I just stood awkwardly at the door, I think.
Yeah.
And most people just
much the
because
same.
people know, don't they? Like one side's with the bride's family, one side's with the groom's family,
Yeah.
so they act accordingly. I just remember my brother's sixth form friends just kind of being like, "We're with the groom, and then set off before I had a chance to say anything. Because my brother, of course, was only 19 when he got married, so it was like the year after he finished sixth form, because he resat his first year of sixth form.
Actually, I'll shout out to his humility. Badger ushed his own wedding.
Did he?
He stood at the door and showed every single guest to their place.
Oh wow!
Hmm.
Is that a Scottish custom, or is that just Badger being Badger?
I don't know. I could not tell you.
I know there are obviously regional variations in custom.
Yeah.
Like I mean, at the last wedding I went to, which was a number of years ago, somebody shouted "Mazel Tov" when they got married, the bride and groom.
Yeah.
It was me. I shouted it, Mazel Tov. Angel had dared me. Angel wasn't at that wedding, by the way. He just dared me to yell Mazel Tov, as though it were a Jewish wedding, which I obviously did. And I don't know if Lady Meow knew where to look. She just gave me a sideways glance, like, really? I mean, she knew I was going to do it. Asmoth was sat on the other side. He thought it was funny. But yeah, it was not a Jewish wedding, like, if anyone was unclear on that point. It was a wedding in a Church of England church. Named after St. Martin. And having, like, just finished my degree, which included, people who studied St. Martin at the, in the Middle Ages. I was like, ooh, nice. I even said it to the priest, who was like, very good. I was like, you don't really care, do you, pal? But yeah, that was the thing that happened. But yeah, regional customs, as I say.
Yeah.
My brother got married, he was butter boy. And now he's in his 40s. I also was even more so, and legally, butter boy. And I'm now mid-30s. No! But there we go.
Oh. I'm having some scientific success.
Ooh.
Applying bone meal to the netherrack, and it has caused the sprouting of grass. And applying the bone meal to the grass is producing netherweed. What's this actually called? Warped roots, and a warped mushroom.
Oh!
I was not expecting to get a warped fungus out of this. That's good stuff.
I'm gonna come and have a look. This is fascinating breakthroughs. Although it's feeling a little bit like some of the flavor text you get in Risk of Rain with your items.
Yeah.
Risk of Rain 2.
Yeah. The first one has that as well, yeah. You have a list of...
Go ahead, say it. Yeah, it's just... Risk of Rain 2 is the only one I've played, so...
Yeah,
I was like clarifying that's what I was
doing. Yeah, I know. I understand. But yeah, each item's got like a weird little story attached to it. To how it came to be on that delivery ship, I guess. And why it has the effects that it does.
And then sometimes it's like survive, because you're all supposed to be survivors of a ship, aren't you?
Yeah, the SCS Contact Light is the name of the delivery ship, I guess. Oh!
Oh, that's how you grow those trees then.
Oh, I was not expecting that. Well, that is a discovery. I cannot deny it.
It's kind of gone through the roof, pal.
Yeah.
This is like the flavor text from Risk of Rain 2.
Wait, let me check a thing because I'm not sure if let me just. Okay. Warped fungus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was fairly sure that happened. If you put bone meal on warped fungus, you get a tree.
Oh, there we go. Also, we should move because it's dark in here.
Yeah. But
that's fascinating.
Yeah, I was not expecting these results.
Oh. Oh, you've got a bed.
Illumus of Fail says ZZZ.
I was carrying a bed with me.
Oh, let me get to both safety and a bed.
I wonder.
That is a breakthrough.
How did you grow those giant mushrooms?
I used bone meal on normal mushrooms.
Ah, okay. Well, that explains a lot then.
The conditions are they have to have a certain amount of space, I think.
Well, these don't seem to care about that. That went straight through the roof. But if you'd rejoin me, I have
back already.
I have a further experiment I must pursue. Let's see. I don't know if I need to spread the grass across, so I may have to cut through some of this. Where's my axe? I would clear this tree out entirely, but I'd have to go up to the roof for it. Okay, let's spread some grass over here to where there's room. Because, I've called you here because I don't know what the results will be of this. Who knows if it will be dangerous. But we have recovered 2 kinds of nether mushroom.
We have. Yeah, I want to get ambulance to sit down.
Okay.
Lest they wander over to where you're working and it explodes.
Okay, so this is the crimson fungus. I don't know if you want to move to a safe distance. Okay, nothing's happening with that.
Ah.
We tried on the... Okay, it won't settle on pure netherrack.
Okay.
Oh! Here we go again. No. So it'll grow on this stuff, but it won't. It doesn't go huge.
That's interesting.
I'd like to get more crimson fungus. I don't know what it grows on. Well, it probably needs a dark room in any case.
Yeah.
Maybe if I get a dark room and set up some of these, it'll just spread naturally.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's how the other mushrooms work, isn't it?
Interesting. It might be a soil thing, because I cannot put bone meal on this one.
Ah.
So I can plant these, but they won't spread.
Interesting.
Yeah. This is fascinating stuff. I fear my greenhouse is not quite tall enough.
I didn't expect it to grow that tall. We never saw any
Yeah.
that high in the nether, did we?
I don't think so. I mean, the second one wasn't nearly that tall, so we may have just rolled high on this one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like you can
it's-
with like jungle trees and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the size of a jungle tree.
Mm.
And it's got some of that fruit that we found.
Yeah, which I'm very excited about. So we know how to get these. If we want, we can. If we have cores, we can mass produce them.
Excellent.
Mm.
Your experiment was a rousing success.
Yeah, I was honestly not. I mean, I was certainly hoping for something, but I wasn't remotely expecting this.
Ah. That's fascinating.
Yeah. I had no idea these were related species, let alone the same being.
No, not at
Ah.
all. I thought that these were. I mean, you'd asked the question of where do we get the seeds from?
Yeah, I expected it would be something to do with the glowing fruit. Now I wonder what purpose the glowing fruit serves.
A fruiting body like you get on mushrooms, perhaps, that gives off spores.
Yeah, perhaps the fruit is used to create the mushrooms in the first place. I mean, it grew out of the. I mean, we grew that mushroom straight out of this soil, but it may have already been contaminated with spores, just waiting for nutrients.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But do we have mushrooms be?
Hmm. Well.
That's because it's like orcs in 40k. You know that they're a species of mushroom, shall we say?
Yeah.
Fungal species, and they give off spores that grow into little mushrooms that then develop something else underground. And it might be or it might be a squig or a snotling or a grot,
Yeah.
or just simply a mushroom. So perhaps sometimes they turn into one thing and sometimes another.
Hmm.
Fascinating.
Yeah. I can't overstate the significance of these results.
Oh. So you applied bone meal to netherrack and it grew that grass.
Yes, but it has to be next to one that has the grass on it already.
Yep, like grass has to spread.
Yeah.
This
And
is
then-
I suppose it's a kind of mycelium, really, isn't it?
Hmm. And then bone meal on existing grass creates either the nether equivalent of long grass or produces mushrooms.
Then using it on the mushroom creates a tree.
Yeah.
But of course, all these terms are just our
Yeah.
world
a
analogues
tree.
for what we're seeing.
A tall mushroom structure resembling contemporary trees.
Yes. And like what we call grass is probably like a mycelial covering.
Most likely.
What we
yes.
think of as long grass is actually just stalks of the aforementioned mycelium.
Hmm.
And occasionally it renders not the stalks, but an actual sort of, as they call, a fruiting body
Yeah.
in mycology.
Hmm.
And if encouraged or perhaps given time, the fruiting bodies develop into this.
Yeah. So what's down there could all be one life form then. This could be like that. I believe there's one in the real world where there's like just this massive structure that's all one mushroom, one fungi.
Yeah. It's somewhere in America, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's the
And it,
largest living thing.
it's
Signif-
miles and miles it spreads far into underground.
Yeah. Like significantly outmasses blue whales and stuff. Just huge.
Yeah, it just runs under the soil, doesn't it? All connected.
Yeah.
And so you can just get like little mushrooms popping up over this, like in different places, but they're actually all,
Yeah.
which is terrifying and horrifying at the same time.
I think it's the third oldest living thing after a couple of trees.
Yeah, yeah, I
Something
think
like
it
that.
is. And isn't that also a similarly crackers thing also in America where there's like a clusters of trees that are all the same tree?
I think so, yeah.
So there's like a root network that's like thousands of years old,
Mhm.
and then the different stems have grown up over time and become trees.
Yeah. I do believe so.
If you've not got enough, I've got some wood that you could use to prop yourself up.
Okay. Pretty much replanting it as I go up just until I can get to the top.
Ah, yeah, some of the flavor text in Risk of Rain 2 has things like that, doesn't it? Where things grow out of control and
Yeah.
turns into. I think it's the ones where it's like the survivors trying to survive on the planet, whose name I can never remember.
Yeah. Yeah, some of it's like the logs of the person sending it, and some of them are the survivors making use of the items and
Yeah.
describing them.
Yeah. That's another game I've been playing recently. Risk of Rain 2. Finally got around to it. It's a lot of fun, isn't it?
Hmm. I'm afraid I got a bit grumpy with it towards the end.
That seems legit.
But, yeah.
Is it because they changed the meta?
Yes, my favorite character was no longer any use. No, it's actually because of a specific enemy. After the final boss, there is an enemy that can one-hit kill you at any health.
No, that's rubbish.
Yeah. That the
Is
first
it the
time
one
I
where they
beat.
send out like a big wave? Is it that one?
I think it creates like a. It's not an enemy you encountered before that. I think it creates like a dark circle on the ground. Which, in that sequence, there are lots of colored circles on the ground for millions of enemies. And I paid no mind to it until I just dropped dead. And I had to look
You're
up on.
Oblivion then.
Yeah? I had to look up on the wiki how I died. And found out that it was the work of this one-hit attack. Like, lore-wise, it teleports you into a black hole or some such. That's not good gameplay.
No, that's not fun.
And I guess in general, I don't think it's as good a game as Risk of Rain 1. The fact that it's got working multiplayer is the only thing that I would say is straight up better.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I was thinking me and they might end up playing it as multiplayer at some point. You know, not necessarily on stream, just for lulz. I guess we know the answer to that. I was late to the party.
I fear so. I
Neuralon says ZZZ.
immediately after those events, I turned it off, uninstalled it, and told Badger, who I was playing with, "Why did you buy me this thrice-damned game?"
Understandable.
But no, we can play it sometime together. I will set it to reinstall if you're enjoying it.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Because you know I'm not a roguelike person.
Yeah, seems like you've been getting into them more lately, though. You've tried a few of them. Are you just are you trying to expand your horizons? Or...
Kind of experimenting, you know. It's
Yeah.
people whose opinion you give weight to tell you they're good, so. Yeah, you try them. Also, I think you bought me Risk of Rain too, so it'd be churlish to not try it. Yeah, but that's...
Yeah. I don't remember doing that, but you said it a few times, so I'll trust your stance on the topic.
Because that's why I felt guilty that my computer wouldn't run it. Also, that I didn't initially know, because it was in early access in those days. So I didn't know if it was just that it wasn't very well set up, and I was like, "This is Ogre."
Yeah.
And I was anyway. But then I remembered at some point that I'd got a new computer, so why not just try it? And it worked. And like obviously at first I just like died straight away. To Lemurians, if you're interested.
Yeah.
But then you kind of, I guess the Commando don't necessarily suit me very well as a playstyle.
Yeah.
Even though I wanted to, because Goldfish Ball helmet.
Yeah, he's intended to be an introductory character. Like, he's very simple to play, but he doesn't really have a lot of strengths as such.
Yeah.
I think you'll find that with a lot of roguelikes. They always give you a generic character at the start, because you've got enough to worry about without figuring out how your own character works. But they tend not to be a very good character. You're usually better off picking a theme and building on it.
Yeah. The two, I mean, I tried Multi. The robot. There you are.
Hey.
Let me give you things.
Thank you.
I was collecting them so they didn't disappear. Well, I guess in case you need an inboard bone meal.
Actually, that gives me an idea. What if... Actually, we really shouldn't be doing this outdoors. I mean, who knows what spores are going to get out there. It's already a disaster that has breached the roof.
Yeah. We've already contaminated the surrounding countryside.
Yeah. Let's pop this in here. Bone meal? No response. I expected as much, but it would have been foolish not to try it.
Sure.
Listen to the noise this makes. Over here.
Sounds like netherrack.
It's got a real ringing sound to it.
Oh wait, yeah, underneath the crunch.
When you place it at the moment that it breaks.
Yeah.
There's a very nice echo to it.
That's interesting. Because it makes the crunch that netherrack does. But then underneath is a...
Yeah. I think you picked up that one, by the way.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to eat it.
Very well, I shall chronologue the results. Chronicle, that's the word I'm looking for. I have actual bones in my inventory. Where did they come from?
I chucked them to you.
Ah, okay.
In case you wanted to make more bone meal on the fly. Seeing as I had some bones in my inventory, I thought I'd give them you.
Appreciated.
Yeah, so I tried multi. Well, I wasn't that fussed.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's an interesting idea, and he's fun, but I didn't have much success, shall I say. I tried, I mean, I like the Huntress, because you just, gotta go fast.
I think the Huntress is one of the best characters. Yeah. Have you got the Engineer yet?
Just unlocked him, but not played as him yet. I unlocked 2 in my last run. I unlocked the Engineer and the Artificer.
I think the Engineer is the one that I've had the most success with.
Yeah.
The one I was playing on my Fatal run. Their main weakness is that they are very immobile and therefore cannot escape from circles of instant death.
Sure. The one I had the most success, apart from like, I decided once to play on Drizzle to see what it was like, and immediately got to the last boss. Also, you know, in Rally Point Delta,
Yeah.
how occasionally there's that airship thing that you can unlock.
Mm-hmm. Is that the
What
one
if you
that's on a
found?
timer?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, no, I've not done that. I still the timer. But I know not what it means.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like a gigantic drone thing,
Hmm.
like two great turbofan engines
Oh, yeah.
and like a turret. Yeah, I found two of them.
Two of them?
So I activated them both. You know, I saved up enough money and activated them both.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't really need to fire many shots after that.
Huh.
I also had a missile drone, an incinerator drone, and two gun drones.
Yeah.
So you know, I just kind of walked around the map, and they just lit everything up. So I got to the last boss. Yeah, so
Very nice.
but that was on Drizzle because I just wanted. Yeah, I've always played it on Rainstorm. Is that the middle one? But I've played it on
I think
Monsoon.
so.
You guys know.
Yeah.
I've played it on Rainstorm mostly. I know people, I think we Invid in your Discord. So I played on Drizzle so you get a hang of it. But I was like,
Yeah.
nah, that's solid advice, but you know, like it's good advice, but nah, Narellan rolls. Narellan only plays on easy when he gets really frustrated and wants to see if he can do it. But yeah, so apart from that, which I've not really counted because the one I've had most success with has been the Bandit.
Okay. I'm not sure if I have that guy.
Ooh. I can't remember how I unlocked him. But yeah, he wears like a cowboy hat.
Yeah, I don't think I've got him.
He automatically just one-shots every enemy. That's it. No, he doesn't. Just hella damage though. Like he's an assassin, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like if we're using those kind of classes.
I think I've played with somebody else using him. Is he the one who got like all of his cooldowns reset when if he kills with a specific move?
Yes, with his revolver.
Yeah.
That's him. And he does he's got a thing called like backstab. He always crits if he attacks from behind. And that is because it goes against a boss. It's quite easy to get behind him. Because you just walk around him. This one was actually super tall. I shouldn't have felt this one really. Here we are. He's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Actually, I guess that's no surprise when I think about it. So I'm tinkering with the nether stuff that I've produced, and I've discovered that you can't make a boat out of the planks you make from the mushroom trees. And I was thinking, does that mean it doesn't float? But then I realized it probably combusts on contact with water.
Because nether stuff.
Yeah. Should submerge some
Yeah.
and see what happens. Maybe not near our drinking water though.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that. Like I say, Risk of Rain 2 item flavor text where it's like somebody turns up with a leech clamped on the side of their neck. And they're like, I feel great.
Yeah.
Like, They're like little stories as well, aren't they? Like some of them are written as like, "Hey John, I've sent you that item you wanted."
Yeah.
But some of them are like little accounts, aren't they? It's like so and so was happy because this was happening, and then by the end of it, it's like they were not happy anymore.
Yeah.
It's very flavorful, and like I say, when we were talking about graphics earlier, they're not good as such. Are they? They're very simplistic.
Yeah.
But they're also very colourful, which I always appreciate. And I think they're quite good at spotting things apart. I don't know, because I know you perhaps found this, like, you found perhaps League a bit more awkward with that than I did, so I don't know if you found that. Risk of Rain too.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah,
you kind of tell what
easiest
something is by looking at it.
Yeah. That's fair to say.
Yeah, which I appreciate.
Hmm.
As much as I like defended League for that, I mean, like I can still tell it apart. Like it definitely
Yeah.
could have done better.
I mean, until you said that, I hadn't considered that maybe it was my difficulty with faces applying in a different manner there. I thought it was a straight up problem with League. So you made a very fair point.
I felt a bit guilty afterwards as well. I felt like I was like feeling like, no, you fool, it's you, which is not what I meant at all.
No, I absolutely appreciated it.
Ah, thank you.
It was a
You know, I just compete to
yeah,
get these things across.
yeah. It was a new perspective that I hadn't considered.
Ah, nice. Your scientist mindset going through.
Yeah.
It's because I'd noticed that with like a Felios. You know, when he's doing his moves, and you'd said you found it difficult to say process what he was going to do.
Hmm.
And I thought, that's the similar
Nurulon
process. And like you
says
said with faces,
ZZZ.
I was like, are these two converging?
Yeah. It does
But
make
yeah,
sense.
but yeah, I found with Risk of Rain too. Like you can just, even if you don't know what the enemy is, that you can tell them apart. You got an idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
Even if in one otherwise very successful run as the bandit, I quoted General Tullius from the beginning of Skyrim and exclaimed loudly, "What in oblivion is that?" Giant humanoid shape, otherwise with no features, glowing slightly.
Hmm.
It killed me because I could not get away from it. You know, it's one of those like mini boss enemies, I guess,
Yeah.
with like a giant health
Yeah.
bar.
Your punishment for having lingered over long.
Yeah, I was already on. At that point, I was on like ICU or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like a giant shape of like a man. But it was called the parent actually. And I was like, oh yeah, this is a bad time. And I did exclaim, "What in oblivion is that?" I
Hmm.
was already fighting like a giant golden lizard man, and then I saw that as
The
well, and I was like,
yeah,
things have
the
taken a turn.
Elder Lemurians.
I
I think are
I
the
never
golden
saw
ones.
its name because I was too busy like initially shooting it and then running away from it because of the giant
Yeah.
figure.
Yeah, I think the golden ones are the eldest of the Lemurians.
Uh, Also, I love that they're called the Marines, by the way, after assumedly the presumed lost continent of Lemuria that we were talking about the other week.
Yeah.
Because land bridges are a thing, so what if there's a land bridge? Like, I'm not saying it's a land bridge, but it's a land bridge.
Yeah. I think the father is the full-size version of the little ghost things that run around.
Uh, the wisps or a different creature.
Maybe the wisps. The wisps aren't the floating jellyfish things, are they?
No, they're like little
No.
spheres with like a faint impression of a face on them.
Yeah, I think that might be how the. Yeah, I think maybe that's it.
So many enemies though. My favorite is the five-eyed yak. I almost feel bad about killing them.
Yeah.
And they're like charge at you.
uh, any idea what a respawn anchor is?
Maybe. Why have you uncovered it?
I've found it in my recipe book. It's made of glowstone and crying obsidian, and it looks like a composter made of crying obsidian.
Uh,
We don't have enough crying obsidian to make it and test it. Sadly, I don't think.
I think I
I'm
know.
curious. Yeah.
What's the one thing you can't take with you? I mean, there's two. But what's the two things you can't take into the Nether with you?
Ah, it's a substitute for a bed.
I think so. That would be my immediate speculation.
That would make sense. Oh, I found glistering melon slice in here. It's a golden melon. It's a melon set with gold nuggets, the same way that you'd make a golden apple.
Oh,
Never quite figured that out before.
that makes perfect sense.
Yeah? I still don't know what it's for, but
I think is it a potion thing? I think is that what it is? Like you can make some of his ingredients with potions. I think.
yeah, it sounds likely.
That was my speculation. I think the other month, and I was concocting potions to try and raise the dead,
Yeah.
as one does. Oh, God. Let's gather these end branches, and then I'll have to finish with today. Well, I'll deposit all this wood. I might tidy it up further. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I've felled quite a few trees to just give us some space over here. Should we wish to develop this area in the future? If we needed more living space, I guess.
Did I leave those?
And we talk about some, some difficult topics in here sometimes, some controversial ones maybe. Like the UK's current sliding decline into fascism.
Yeah.
While people staunchly say that it's not happening.
Mhm.
And also there are those people who say comparing the UK to a fascist state is offensive to the victims of the Holocaust.
Mhm.
It's a valid comparison. There's an actor, Tracy Ann Oberman, who was okay in Doctor Who. She played the head of a unit. She was one of them who really condemned Corbyn, accusing him of anti-Semitism and that. And she's one of them when the person from every Doctor UK, because I started mentioning that, didn't I? When she tweeted that, is it 1933, 35 or 37, she was one of them saying, how dare you, this is really offensive to Jewish people.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
Mhm. Is she the same one who got in trouble for comparing Alderaan to the Holocaust?
Wait, what? As in Star Wars?
Yeah.
Maybe. That seems legit.
I didn't really follow the story, but not so long ago, I remember an actress who I think from Doctor Who got permanently removed from the show after describing Alderaan as a depiction of the Holocaust or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I need to look into that now. Because that's spectacular. Like, that is a choice that somebody made, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I need to look into that one. But yeah,
Who was it?
she was in it for a couple of episodes, Tracy Ann, which is she's one of the, she's one of the people who's used charges of anti-Semitism a few times.
Yeah.
And did against Corbyn, for example. There we go. Second arrow in the chest. Like somebody's chest. I mean, the chest with weapons in it. Yeah, but I think if these comparisons are valid, you gotta make them. It's not offensive to somebody's memory to be like, well, this is the thing we're trying to avoid.
Yeah. Like we're... Our concern is about avoiding repeating the horrific thing you're describing. I think it's fair to be, like, preemptive about that.
Absolutely. Well, it's the U.S. Holocaust Museum, and its motto is "Never again." That's something to keep in mind. That should be how we think of these things. Never again. Not. Let's not talk about it because it's offensive. But obviously, if you're comparing something trivial to it, that's another matter.
Yeah.
If you're like, oh, the teacher made me do homework, this is the Nazis all over again, then that's not it. Oh, also last week after you went, I condensed a lot of the nuggets into bars.
Okay.
For efficiency of storage. You can render them back down into nuggets if you wish. Like at any point. I was just like, this will save us space. It was smelting a lot of the time. But yeah, you gotta keep an eye on these things, don't you? If your country is behaving in an increasingly fascist way,
Yeah.
maybe keep an eye on that. You know, might be
Like-
something that one would be concerned about.
Yeah, like I can see a future in which I show up in the newspaper as old man disappeared for referring to Stalingrad as St. Petersburg.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a thing I can imagine.
Mm.
That's a great line, by the way. Do you know, when did the train get into Tsaritsyn? Where, sorry?
Oh, come by the boathouse before you go.
Sure. Come on, Henry.
It's doing some testing on exposing nether materials to water, but they don't disintegrate or catch fire or anything. They seem to withstand it. Hmm. I was doing that at the far end of the lake, away specifically to avoid the turtles, but on my way back I spotted this. I just thought it was nice. Yeah, no, you're walking past it, the turtle. Just that we've got a turtle on our dock. I thought it was very nice.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know if there was like a specific angle I was supposed to be looking at from. Yeah, that's nice. So they just come and sat on the...
Yeah.
Hello. Hello, friend. That's cool, I like that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you're just walking along with this a gigantic turtle that's sat on your jetty? That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Alright, amber lamps, come on to land. There we go. Good go.
Ah, look at that, the friends.
Yeah.
Good Henry.
Yeah. I watched a video with, you know how it's kind of come in vogue to give pets buttons they can press to say things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched one with a dog and a cat recently, where the dog was having a conversation of sorts with the owner, and the cat was stood in the corner watching, and the dog pushes, "Want, play, cat." And the lady says, "Ah, the cat doesn't do that," and she pushes, "Cat, no play." And the dog makes this really sad whining noise and starts pressing, "Love cat, love cat, love cat."
When I follow her on Instagram, it was cat noise all gone.
Yeah.
Which possibly is shut up. No, cat noise bye. That was it. Cat noise bye. The cat was meowing. Although he follows you around.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, what I was going to say before we went is we've talked about many a spicy topic. But was it the most controversial and spiciest topic today that we talked about when I not criticised but did not adequately praise New Vegas?
I think so, yes.
That's probably the most controversial thing we've talked about.
I'm gonna have to rethink inviting you to future streams.
Oh, it's raining.
Oh, that's very nice.
Pin it there.
They made it. Oh, what have I done with that?
You
Did I put
lost.
it somewhere silly? So it's still in my inventory.
Well, that's it, rain, Fenrir. That's it. Goodbye. I love the way they shake themselves off and water goes everywhere.
I made a new thing out of nether stuff and now I've lost it.
Oh, is it in nether materials?
Not that I can see. Basically, I combined 4 warp stems to create what basically is a warp stem with the top covered, the top and bottom.
Oh,
So it was like
oh,
a
like,
solid block rather than a slice. Which
oh, nice.
I couldn't find any real use for it other than cosmetics, but was interesting. Don't know if you can do the same with... I'm going to try doing the
There's
same with...
this.
Hmm? Is this it? Warped hyphae, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a mushroom term, but I don't know what it means.
Makes sense.
Can you do this with... Ah, you can. Well, the Nether is teaching us things about our own world. Take a look.
Oh,
Yeah,
bark all the sides.
yeah. Quite interesting,
Huh.
isn't it?
It is.
So I think its
Yeah,
uses are mostly cosmetic, but it's good to know.
Yeah.
I do like the sound of rain.
Yeah, me too. Would you say there's a risk of it too?
Yeah.
I did see someone leave a review where they criticised the title as being misleading because it doesn't rain once. Like, they build up the whole game about there being a risk of rain, but then even when you get to the final boss, it doesn't rain,
Yeah.
which is really misleading. But alright then.
Yeah.
So we should be back on Friday, shouldn't we?
Yeah, hopefully.
With a new game, maybe.
Mm.
I mean, not new as in like just released.
Yeah, far
my
from that. Yeah.
Yeah. A game of great antiquity.
Mm. As these things are measured. Well, it's what, 11 years old, so it doesn't go in the retro category. I think
Oh, nice.
I think
We're probably 12 years old actually. 12 years old this year.
yeah. There's no strict rule, but the consensus is that after 15 years something is retro. At least as
Okay,
far
so
as
for example, like Oblivion is retro, but Skyrim is not.
yeah. As far as Twitch categories go anyway, 15 is the established cutoff.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe you'll join us for that,
Yeah.
and we'll see how that goes.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm sure things will
Thanks everybody for
immediately
watching.
go wrong.
Oh sure. Surely. Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you, Loomis, as always.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
No problem.
I greatly enjoyed that.
Good. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. It's been good.
Yeah. I hope to see everybody next time. Until then, everyone.
The Marie.